Thank you. Thank you to the Severino Center. It's great to be here. So, the impact of volunteering is significant in America. The value is $184 billion. I started Passport for Good because of my passion for community service and raising caring kids. But here's the problem. We are continuing to track community service using paper log. And this problem is a pain for users, students, parents who are concerned that their paper is going to get lost. It's a concern for the schools because they don't have a highly manual system and they have to enter all the data, and a lot of this value gets lost. So we went out for about 6 months and did customer discovery with the students, the school faculty, the club advisors, parents, and also the nonprofit. This is what they said. They were looking for a simple and easy tool to use. They needed to be able to track personal event hours, and they were looking for a dashboard, a way to export a profile, evaluation, authentication, and a community service database. So Passport for Good is one easy platform that captures the entire community service experience for people, organizations, and the community. Our solution has 3 pass portals, one for the student, one for the school, and one for the administration. And we were able to get a really great prototype built locally through our participation in the Reveal program in 2015. And we approached the Inventors Guild, and they were able to build this prototype for us. We have a student pass portal, which allows the student to log their hours in a secure place. They get a gray stamp on their passport when they log their hours. It turns from gray to green when it gets authenticated, and then they can instantly see how many hours they have approved. The next screens allow them to add hours to both personal events as well as events that are sponsored by the school. And then the last screen, they put in their hours, they evaluate it, and they put in a little reflection, and then they submit their hours. The School Pass portal allows the school club advisor or teacher to see the hours that the student entered into a database, and they have an easy way to monitor that the students have met their requirements. It saves hours on workflow for the teachers, and it makes their jobs a lot easier. They can also authenticate the hours through the system, and they can communicate via email with the students and the community nonprofits. The Administration Pass portal rolls up the data for the first time. Schools have new data across all the clubs that they've never had before about the impact of their community service. So they can see the hours, the events, and the users across the whole institution, the whole school. So our traction, we are in 2 K-12 school districts, Voorheesville and Bethlehem. We have over 1,200 student users on the system. We have logged more than 13,000 hours at a volunteer economic impact of over $314,000 as determined by the rate of an hourly, the value of a volunteer hour from the independent sector. The market opportunity is huge for this product. We're starting in the public and private schools and going also into the college market, where we have opportunity to work with fraternities and sororities, as well as new student engagement projects that are constantly monitoring hours and experiences that are happening outside of the classroom, where students are learning through internships and other project-based learning opportunities. We've got a market of the nonprofits that's 1.5 million nonprofits and 23 million volunteers in that sector, including a strong family market. And we're going to be going into the corporate and civic engagement setting, as well as government and criminal justice. The competition, we have some competitors in our space, but they are focusing on more on volunteer matching, which we think we will be able to do effectively once we expand our features. And we are focusing now, though, on being easy for the users. We're also meeting the unique tracking needs of multiple organizations that track hours differently. The clubs all have unique ways of tracking their hours and events. And we're really trying to move the needle between just checking off a box on a piece of paper and really getting to make the connection between community service, action, learning, and the 21st century skills that people gain through the experience. Our business model is we validated a subscription that's based on a flat fee for the schools. It's less than $3 per student based on the number of students in the district. We plan to scale that model using a BOCES co-services agreement. It's a proven model, and that will allow the schools to get reimbursed through state aid. We plan to build mobile on Apple and Android, and we know that in the future we will be able to monetize the data. About me, I have been in the nonprofit world for more than 27 years as a grant professional. My experience has brought me here to this opportunity today, and as a grant writer, I've secured more than $10 million in grant-funded projects, many of which are in the workforce development area. I think the skills that I've gained are very translatable to the business world, and I wouldn't be here without a really strong group of my freelance software developers, including Devin Stokes, who's here, and he served as my translator, and I want to thank him. And I've got an amazing group of advisors from across the country, Silicon Valley, Denver, New York City, and locally with folks from First Playable, Pinhole Press, and of course RPI. So key milestones over the next 18 months, we're going to raise $500,000 in an angel round in grants. That's going to allow us to get to 24 schools and 10,000 users by the end of next year. We're also going into nationally, we'll be expanding into other verticals. By the end of next year, we'll be at 8,000 to 9,000 monthly run rate. So, how can you get involved? I hope that you'll come see me after the presentation. We're looking for a chief technology officer, mobile developers, a data analyst. We would love for you to introduce us to school leadership, either board members or superintendents locally. And we're looking for funding for women-owned businesses as well as investors. So thank you. Any questions?
Is there any consideration for the volunteer organizations to pay for it versus the schools?
The question was, would we consider the volunteer organizations paying for it instead of the schools?
I mean, facilities where the volunteers go.
The facilities where volunteers go. Okay. So we're hoping to actually give some of the data that we're collecting to the nonprofits so that they can feel that they have more of a connection with the education system where the students are going, and that they have a way to connect better with the students. A lot of times they're feeling the pain of the paper system as well, so they're not really tracking very accurately student engagement out in the community. So we're actually not looking to monetize the nonprofits right now.